Day one of the 2020 Masters Fitness Collective Championships here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, wrapped up at the Fort Wayne Tin Caps Baseball Stadium, Parkview Field. And baseball is a game of streaks, from Joe DiMaggio to Cal Ripken. I'm Joel Godette for the Morning Chalk Up. And when you talk about streaks in CrossFit, one of the names that comes to mind at the Masters level is Ron Ortiz. That was snapped in 2019 when a thumb injury cost Ortiz a trip to Madison. But in 2020, he's back at it here at the Masters Fitness Collective.
This has been, I think my goal and the goal of a few of the other Masters athletes is to bring a little bit more life to what we do. The time we invest, the things that we do to prepare and come out here and just enjoy the competition. It's awesome.
That being said, for you, you're back in the games this year after having to sit out last year because you're hurt, and then the games get canceled. So is this a nice kind of cherry on top finish of the season, something that you could have built to?
Absolutely. So the cool thing is that I'm hoping that we can kind of develop almost like a series, with the help of Eric, Mr. Rosa, that now is in charge of CrossFit, and guys like CJ and Rob. If we can start to accumulate more of these events, make them almost like a sanctional for us as masters, and make it a little more interesting for everybody across the board. I always joke around because we started in the back parking lot of the games, 10 years ago. So being the fact that there's even an event that's focused on us is huge. It's for me, it's every year it got better. So I'm excited. It's just a slow step, right? And I think it will just continue to grow. And if we could do a series, I'm throwing this out there right now, but if we could join with the Legends competition out in Arizona and Wadapalooza and Granite Games and all these competitions that are very excellent, excellently run, very well put together, and make it almost like a sanctionals for masters. Grab those people from there and even use the French Throwdown has masters. A couple of the other ones in Europe have masters. You can use those the same way and get a good grouping of people from all over the world. And then use the Open for the last couple spots. The Open's good for what it's done, but I think we can do better.
The health of the Masters divisions themselves, what does that tell you? That people that are in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s are competing the way that you guys are competing and wanting these types of opportunities, and the growth of that says what to you as a competitor, as an emergency worker, as a human being?
So I really feel, and I've always felt this way, is that age is really just a number. You look at some of even the older age groups I was watching earlier, I was like, that guy's stacked, So it's really awesome to see what our bodies are capable of, working hard, eating well, keeping good nutrition, sleep patterns, being healthy. We all have injuries along the line, but it can extend things greatly. And it's exciting because, again, you watch the women. My girlfriend was even saying, she's like, some of these older women are freaking amazing. So, I think it's a tribute to what CrossFit can do. And I'm going to say that now. I know it's really sketchy saying anything like that before, but I hope Mr. Rosa watches this, and I'm excited to see what he has to offer for us. And we're super excited to do what he wants us to do.
What's it like for you to be back? And was there ever a thought that you wouldn't be able to get back here?
When I first injured my thumb, I didn't even have that thought right away. And then the severity of it kind of clicked in. It's bad joke, but it literally could have been, without a thumb. But yes, super exciting. And everything you do, I think the way we're geared as athletes is that you look at an extreme circumstance like that and go, okay, this is how I'm going to overcome it. And then once you do, you're like, okay, what's next? So yeah, this is next, right?
Tell me about the field. How do you feel about the test that you're going to get this weekend? Because you guys are pretty stacked in that age bracket.
So I'm excited. I think I really enjoy the fact that they left the weights heavier. It's always good for me, but they do have some cardio events that's going to test Mr. Hinshaw's aerobic capacity in my body, and I'm excited to do the weights. Oftentimes we do events and they're watered down a little bit. They make them lighter. For some reason they're worried about us getting hurt, but I think as a whole, I talked to everybody and they're super excited about the weights.
First event, live event of this magnitude in the COVID era.
Yes.
What thought process do you guys have in terms of that, in terms of the testing, the procedures, the precautions, how they've made you guys feel safe, and what it's like for you to compete like that?
By all means. Before we came, my girlfriend and I actually just went and got tested. I'm a firefighter. I realize the extremity of it. So a lot of people are taking it very lightly. but it depends on what background you have, what ailments. I would never take a chance on anybody. I would feel like horrible if somebody got sick because of me. But them taking the extra precaution, having the high quality test that they have, which is what, a 10-minute test? I can't even get that at the fire department. And then allowing everybody that's here to have that test ensures the safety of everybody involved. And then again, so being the fact it's the first one, I think we're kind of under the microscope. Everybody's kind of watching, okay, how did the testing go? Were they able to lock down on anything that wasn't good, was good, and then carry on from there, and hopefully the season will continue to grow and we'll be able to adjust to all this madness.